Hey everybody, this is Daniel and Kelly from fitnessblender.com here with another workout.
Today we've got a combination kettlebell and cardio workout. We're going to be doing a variety of exercises. We're going to be using all different muscle groups, and we're going to do 45 seconds active for 15 seconds rest 3 times through for each one of those moves. We have a short cardio warm-up, the actual kettlebell workout, a 5-minute abs routine, and then a cool down and stretch at the end.
Though this is a kettlebell workout, we're also going to be demonstrating how to do this routine using a dumbbell if you don't have a kettlebell. This should be a fun one, so let's go ahead and get started.
Alright, first up we've got our cardio warm-up. We've got 8 different exercises that we're going to be doing for 40 seconds each. So first up we've got big arm circles. So we're going to get those arms warmed up.
Main thing is just try to focus on getting those arms to push out as wide as you can. You're trying to really push that range of motion. Don't over-exaggerate it, just whatever's comfortable, but really trying to challenge that range of motion. Nice slow fluid motion. Make sure you're not swinging that arm around out of control.
Next up we've got a slow high knee march. So nothing too brutal, just getting warmed up. Those knees.
Just take your time with this one since you're not really quite warm yet. You want to go nice and slow. Once you start getting used to it, once you start getting a little bit more warm, then you can start speeding it up a little bit. But always start out nice and slow. Keep those lungs open, breathing normally.
10 seconds left. And we're going to do crossover toe touches. 3, 2, 1. And just reaching down for that opposite toe.
You want to rotate those shoulders a bit. Try to open that chest up to the wall beside you. Those shoulders perpendicular to the ground as best you can.
Alright, next up we've got torso rotations. So just nice, it's less about speed and more about range of motion with this.
Again, keep those lungs open. Nice, slow, controlled motions. Don't ever feel like you're out of control.
Alright, got light cardio with a little bit of the boxer shuffle. Daniel's favorite, right?
That's right.
Let's think about it.
Just make sure you stay up on the ball of that foot. Really nice quick motion, hopping back and forth. Again, start relatively slow. You can always speed up as you go through it.
Alright, move on to deep squats. Get your butt nice and low. We're going to be doing a lot of this motion.
Again, start relatively shallow if you need to. The further we get through this, the deeper you want to go. Start really trying to challenge that range of motion. Warm up those knees, those hips. Keep those lungs open.
Alright, now opposite toe touch kicks. Don't use momentum for these. Keep it smooth and controlled. Don't force any range of motion. All right, next you're going for a nice overhead stretch, and then coming down, stretch the back and the hamstrings, and then just go right back up. Don't hold it too long. You don't want to hold a stretch for too long before you're going to do a really tough routine. So keep moving. About 3 seconds, and we're done with our warm-up.
All right, grab a kettlebell or a dumbbell, and we'll get started with the next portion. All right, our next exercise is gonna be just a traditional kettlebell swing. Now Kelly's gonna be doing this with a dumbbell. You can just grab onto the end of one side of that dumbbell and do the same exact motion. There's no difference. All right, let's go ahead and get ready.
Two, one, start it up.
Make sure that back stays nice and flat. Just a little bit of a bend in those knees, snapping those hips forward to get momentum into that kettlebell. That shoulder shouldn't really be doing a whole lot of work here. It's all momentum through those legs. Main thing though is keep that back perfectly flat.
10 seconds. Two, one, relax. All right, that's 1 down, 2 to go. 3, 2, 1, start.
If you want to get that breathing down into this one, it's a really quick exhale as you exert, press those hips forward, swing that kettlebell up. Inhale as it drops back down. It's not 100% necessary that you do it in that motion. Main thing is just keep those lungs open, don't hold your breath. Again, check that back, make sure it's perfectly flat.
Five seconds. 2, 1, and rest.
Just one more to go. Nice deep breath, try to recover as best you can in between these.
3, 2, 1, here we go, our last 45 seconds. Seconds.
Watch that back, keep it flat, especially as you start getting tired. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it relax. All right, nicely done. Let's go and move on to the next. All right, our next exercise is going to be a dumbbell or kettlebell halo. Now for the dumbbell, you're just going to be holding on to the end of that dumbbell, or you can grab around just the handle. Bring it around your head, pause in the front of your chest, alternate the direction, pause in front of your chest again, and back around the opposite side. All right, let's go and get ready.
Two, one, start it up.
Now if we're holding that kettlebell, you can hold it like I am, with the weight on top of your hands, or you can flip it over with the weight hanging underneath. It doesn't really matter. Just whatever's most comfortable for you. As long as you control it, as long as you go nice and slow, you want to keep those elbows nice and close to your head, slowly rotating around. That upper arm should brush past those ears every single time. Keep that back nice and neutral. Don't let your back arch. Don't lean forward, don't lean back.
10 seconds left. Sorry.
Slight bend in your knee. Don't lock your knees out.
2, 1, and rest.
All right, 2 more to go.
Four, 3, 2, 1, start. It always surprises me how much these get you.
Yeah.
How much make you sweat.
Seems like such an easy motion, but especially if you're using a decent amount of weight, they are tough. Again, keep those arms up by those ears. Only time they should come down is when that weight comes in front of your chest. Try not to let that weight touch your shoulders on the back. You want to keep it hovering.
2, 1, rest.
All right, just 1 more to go.
Five seconds. 2, 1, here we go.
All right, last one, just push it through. Keep that form nice and clean. It's your last one, so push every little bit of effort into it. You want those arms burning like crazy by the time you're done. You're gonna feel it in those shoulders, biceps, triceps. Might even feel it in between those shoulder blades, that chest a little bit. Might even feel in that wrist from having to hold that weight. Just keep it going.
15 seconds left.
Almost done.
2, 1.
Ooh!
Rest.
Ouch, that's a burn. All right, good job. Let's go and get ready for the next. All right, our next exercise is going to be what's called a Renegade Row. Kelly's going to be doing a more of a traditional version of the Renegade Row using the dumbbell, just holding a push-up position and alternating back and forth between arms, doing a nice wide row, trying to keep those shoulders nice and flat. I'm going to be doing a kettlebell version. If you have 2 kettlebells, you can do the same exact thing Kelly's doing. If you only have 1, then you do what I'm going to do, just standing at a bent over position, rowing back and forth from there. All right, let's go and get started.
2, 1, start.
Just go at your own pace. Focus on a nice controlled motion. Smooth pull. Don't jerk it up. And try to keep those shoulders parallel to the ground. Now both of these, you want to make sure you keep a nice flat back the entire time and keeping those lungs open. Don't hold your breath.
10 seconds left. Two, 1.
I don't know which one of these is going to be harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them I think would burn like crazy.
Yeah.
All right, just a few more seconds.
3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Try to keep those elbows nice and wide. Don't let them start creeping back towards that rib cage. That's where your body is strongest, so that's where those elbows are going to want to go. So try to keep them nice and wide. Focus on those weak areas.
No cheating.
Yeah, no cheating. If you're holding that push-up position, try to keep those hips down nice and low. If you have to, drop onto those knees. That's perfectly fine. Just keep a nice straight line from shoulder to knee or shoulder to ankle.
And rest.
All right, 1 more. Ooh, my hamstrings are actually getting tired.
Yeah, I bet, right? All right, 3, 2, 1. Last one.
As those muscles get tired, you want to start speeding this up. Try to keep it nice and slow, controlled motion. Whatever you do, don't blow through this really quickly. You want to keep it slow and controlled to get the most out of this, the most burn and the most strength development.
My hands are slipping.
Try to keep those shoulders parallel to the ground as best you can.
10 seconds.
Almost done.
3, 2, 1.
Ouch.
Relax.
Whew. Nicely done. Let's go and get ready for our next one.
You say that every time.
I do every single time. It's okay. All right, our next exercise is going to be a high pull. Now this one is done either with a dumbbell or a kettlebell. You're going to bring that kettlebell or dumbbell straight up in front of your chest, leading with those elbows. So at the top of that range of motion, you want those elbows way above the height of your wrist. If you're ending up like this, then you're doing it wrong. You want to make sure those elbows come up first. So let's go ahead and get started. Pick whichever weight you need.
2, 1. Here we go.
Nice slow pull, getting all the way up to that chest. Try to get those hands up to that collarbone. Remember, end with those elbows nice and high. You want to pick an amount of weight that is difficult for you to do, but you don't have to swing that weight up. You don't want to try to use momentum. Now, if those arms start getting really, really tired towards the end, like on that third set, you can always start using those legs to get a little bit of a hop up. Make sure you let it down really, really slow.
Five seconds. 2, 1. Relax.
Ooh, feeling those shoulders. All right.
3, 2, 1. Start.
Remember, nice, slow, controlled pull. Up to collarbone. Elbows up nice and high. Try to keep that back nice and flat. Don't let your chest tilt back or tilt forward. Keep it a neutral spine. Slight bend in that knee if you need to, otherwise knee locked out. Feet just about shoulder width apart. This is primarily a shoulder and the top of your trapezius, the muscles that run across the top of your shoulder actually make a big kite shape across your back, all the way down through the middle of your back. So we're just hitting the top part of it with this.
And rest.
All right, just one more.
Three, 2, 1. Start.
So your last one. Remember, if you need to, if those arms start getting too tired, you can always use those legs a little bit by doing a hop to get that kettlebell up or that dumbbell up, and then a nice slow drop down. But try to keep it a slow pull for as long as you can.
That's halfway.
Keep pushing through it. I know those shoulders are burning like crazy. Mine are too. Got just a few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it relax. Woo, that burns. All right. Move to the next.
You cannot do it.
I can't. All right, our next exercise is going to be a traditional deadlift. So Kelly is going to be using 2 dumbbells for this one because you need a little extra weight. If you don't have 2 dumbbells, that's perfectly fine. You can use just one. Main thing is just keep that back perfectly flat, knees relatively straight, slight bend, and making sure you're hinging only from that hip joint. All right, let's go ahead and get ready.
Start it up.
Nice, slow, controlled motion, dropping down as low as you can go, then straight back up. Keep those legs as straight as is comfortable. Back perfectly flat. Slow, controlled motion, really make those muscles have to work that entire range of motion. Keep those lungs open, breathing normally. Don't worry about breathing in or out when you're going in a specific position of this motion. Just make sure you keep those lungs open and you're breathing as comfortably as you can. And let it relax. All right, that's one down, 2 more to go. Now those glute muscles can handle quite a lot of weight, so you can probably get away with doing quite a bit, but that lower back is probably going to be that limiting factor, so make sure you don't use too much of that lower back. Again, keep it nice and slow. Dropping down as low as you can go, keeping those knees as straight as possible. Just don't lock them out. You actually want to keep them slightly soft.
"15 seconds left.
Almost done. And let it relax. You got 1 more to go. Again, keep checking that back. Make sure it stays flat. This is really vulnerable for that lower back.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. So last round.
Make sure you use the same speed on the way down as you do on the way back up. Your body's going to want to speed up as you come up. Go faster on the way up than you do on the way down. Try to keep them even.
Ooh.
Keep those lungs open, that back flat. As those legs start getting more and more tired, that lower back's going to want to round as well. Almost done. And let it relax. Our next exercise is going to be a lunge, an alternating lunge with a forward pass. So as you drop down into that lunge, that dumbbell, that kettlebell is going to come straight out in front of your chest and then right back up again. Exactly like that. You're just going to be alternating those feet every single time. So let's go ahead and get ready.
All right. 2, 1, here we go.
Make sure your weight is evenly dispersed between your front and your rear leg. That chest stays nice and straight and tall. Don't lean forward, don't lean back. You're going to have a tendency to want to push your weight onto that front leg. So try to work against that as best as you can to keep that weight back in that rear leg so it's evenly distributed from front to back. Just keep those lungs open.
Two, 1, relax. Ouch.
A nice burn in those legs.
Yeah, and the shoulders. All right,
2,
here we go.
1, start up.
And suddenly these intervals feel a lot longer.
It's amazing how the difficulty of the exercise changes your perception on time.
Yeah.
Keep those lungs open. Keep them going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it relax. Woo, 1 more. And start up. Whoops. I'm trying to cheat. doing lunges. I wasn't doing my extension. Keep that back nice and flat, straight up and down. Full extension on those arms if you can. Nice deep lunge, nice long step. Make sure you're keeping that weight evenly dispersed between your front and your rear leg. We're almost done. Okay, not really. We've got a little bit longer to go.
Lies.
Sorry. All right, now we're almost done.
You're gonna get us in trouble.
3, 2, 1. Let it relax. All right, good job. At least it was the last one.
Yeah.
Our next exercise is going to be an alternating swing. So you're going to be using one hand, switch it at the top of that range of motion into the other hand, coming back and forth. This is a little bit easier done with a traditional dumbbell than it is with one of these adjustable dumbbells, but still works just as well. Let's go ahead and get started.
Two, one, start.
Just like with a regular swing, you want to keep that back nice and flat. You want to make sure you're driving that motion from your hips rather than from your shoulder. At the top of that range of motion, where the kettlebell or the dumbbell starts to hover just a little bit, as it changes from going up to down, that's where you want to do your switch. So you have almost a stationary object to aim for. Just keep that motion going, keep those lungs open. Again, most important thing is nice flat back. Nice snap through those hips to get that momentum into that kettlebell. And let it relax. 1 down, 2 to go.
Four, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Again, keep those lungs open. Keep that motion as smooth and as even as you can. You want to get a nice pace going and just keep it going the whole time. Try to make sure you're getting that kettlebell or that dumbbell to the same exact height every single time. Same amount of effort on the left hand versus the right. Almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it relax. Whew. All right, 1 more left to go.
Five seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1, start up. Keep checking that lower back, make sure it's staying nice and flat. Especially as you start getting tired towards the end of this round, that back's gonna wanna start rounding on you. Just keep it flat, we're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it relax. All right, very good, that was the last one of those. All right, guys, we're moving on to our core section of this routine. We're going to be doing 5 different exercises, 50 seconds on, straight through, and then you have a 10-second break to move to the next exercise. It's not going to give you a whole lot of time to switch, but it'll be just enough. All right, you guys ready to go? We're starting out with toe touch crunches first. You're going to lay flat down on your back. Legs go straight up in the air and crunch it up. Really try to reach up towards those toes. Get a full extension, trying to keep those legs as straight as you can. Keep those lungs open, don't hold your breath. Nice slow squeeze. Like Kelly's doing, you can actually do all these with extra weight if you want to, or just body weight like I'm doing. Almost done. Okay, maybe. Got about 10 seconds left. Sorry guys, keep going.
Kill me.
And let it relax. So you got 10 seconds. We're moving to a pullover next. You're going to be on your back again, but this is going to be a single arm, single leg. So go to a full extension with your body. Left arm, right foot. Right arm, left foot. Kelly's going to be alternating back and forth with that dumbbell. Again, she's doing a slightly harder version with that extra weight. Nice slow contraction. Make sure you're trying to keep those abdominal muscles contracted the entire time. Don't let them release. Should get a really nice good burn going on these. Just go to your happy place and keep pushing through them. Again, keep those lungs open. Don't hold your breath. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one. Is going to be a Russian twist. So sitting flat on your tailbone, and lean back about a 45-degree angle, hands out in front of your chest, and rotate left to right. Kelly's doing the harder version with those feet up off the ground. Doing the slightly easier version with my feet touching. Those feet are just going to move out as far as you need to counterbalance the weight of your upper body. So just lean back as far as you can control and place those feet wherever you need to help you with that balance. Nice slow rotation, getting as far as you can from left to right. Keep those hands directly in front of that chest. All that motion is just coming from that torso. Keep that back nice and flat. Keep that lower back pulled up underneath you. Feel like you're tilting that chest up towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, and let it relax. Ooh, that's a good burn. All right, we're doing side plank next, so we'll start on whichever side you want. Come up onto those knees and your elbow. Bring those hips up nice and high. Nice tight squeeze at the top of that range of motion. Again, keep those lungs open. Nice, slow, tight squeeze at the top. Slowly drop that hip back down. Keep a couple of inches underneath that hip. Basically trying to get down as low as you can without actually completely touching and letting that oblique release.
10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1.
And let it relax. All right, let's go and switch sides real quick. Here's our last one on the opposite side. Get on that elbow and knee. Hover those hips and start. Squeeze those hips up nice and high. Drop them down. A little bit of a hover. Right back up. Again, keep those lungs open. Keep that motion nice and slow under control. You don't want to jerk those hips up. You don't want to swing them up. You want a nice, slow, tight squeeze. As you press those hips up, feel like you're actually kind of shoving your shoulder underneath you, bringing your hip and your shoulder closer together. And as that hip drops, that shoulder and that hip are getting further apart. Let's keep it going. We're almost done.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and
very good. Let it relax.
Okay.
All right, all we have left to do is our cool down. Let's go and start our cool down and stretch with a regular straight leg hang. So get those feet together, both feet at the same time, straight down. Start with a flat back and then slowly round those shoulders over forward, down to those feet. Try to keep those feet locked out, or sorry, those knees locked out. Feet flat against the ground. Just breathe normally, keep those lungs open.
Okay.
And go ahead and stand back up. We're going to do a quad stretch next, so if you need something to lean against, you can lean against the wall or the back of a chair. Grab that foot, squeeze it up to your butt, pull that knee back behind you, keep that chest nice and straight and tall. Just breathe normally.
All right, and switch.
Switch sides, same exact thing on the opposite side. Heel to butt, bring that knee back, should feel it through the front of your quadricep, the front of that thigh, and that hip. All right, go ahead and let that one relax. We're gonna get those feet out really nice and wide. We're gonna do an inside thigh stretch. So one foot turns off to the side, bend that knee. You're gonna lean back towards that straight leg. You should feel it to the inside of that thigh. So lean back. If you wanna get a little extra stretch through your torso, you can lean that arm over your head towards that straight leg. Just breathe normally, keep those lungs open.
Switch.
And same thing on the other side, so turn that other foot out, bend that knee, lean back towards that straight leg again. Hand over your head if you want that extra stretch to your torso.
Okay.
And let that one relax. Go straight down the middle with those feet nice and wide. Round that back. Again, good stretch on that hamstring, just a slightly different part of that leg.
Okay.
And let it relax. Going to stand back up nice and straight and tall. Your left arm is going to come across in front of your chest. Grab a hold of that elbow. Pull across your chest. You want to feel this to the shoulder blade, the rear of that shoulder. Squeeze across, get as close as you can, just breathe normally and hold it.
And switch.
Same thing on the other side, so bring that other arm over, grab that right elbow, pull it across in front of your body, as close to your body as you can get it. Again, should feel this to the rear of that deltoid, the rear of that shoulder, and across that shoulder blade. Next one's be back on that left arm, bring that left hand back towards that left shoulder, grab it with your right elbow and pull across, back behind you. Should feel it to the outside of that shoulder again, a little bit again to the outside of that shoulder blade. It's a slightly different part of that shoulder we're stretching. You should feel it also in that tricep.
And switch.
Same thing on the other side, that right hand comes to right shoulder, grab it with that left hand and pull across. And let that one relax. Both those hands are going to go up against the wall or on the back of a chair. And turn around for this one. So those hands are just a little bit above shoulder height or on the back of the chair, like I said. Press that head and that chest down towards the base of the wall or down towards those feet. Stretching out that chest. 1 foot forward for balance, doesn't matter which one. Just make sure you switch from time to time when you're doing the stretch.
Switch feet.
Just a little bit longer, keep those lungs open, breathing normally. Try to keep those arms nice and straight.
Okay.
And let that one relax. We're going to do a chest stretch, palm flat against the wall, fingers facing back behind you. You're going to rotate away from that hand. Should feel it through a little bit of that forearm, depending on how far forward or how far back you are in that forearm. And you should feel it also through that chest. If you're feeling it mainly in your bicep, then rotate that hand a little bit, rotate that arm a little bit so that elbow's facing straight up the inside of that elbow. You should mainly focus on just that chest that way.
Alright, switch sides.
Same thing on the other side. Fingers facing back behind you. Open that chest up as far as you can. Again, inside that elbow facing up towards the ceiling to mainly focus on just that chest. And then wherever you want to push to get that forearm to stretch.
Okay.
And let that one relax. We're going to go down onto the ground. We're going to take a seat. Bring those feet together nice and close. Pull them in as close as is comfortable. You're going to use the muscles to the outside of that leg to pull those knees down towards the ground. Just squeeze them down as much as you can control. Hold it there, breathing normally. Keep that back nice and straight. Should feel this to the inside of that thigh, running up through the inside of that thigh.
Alright.
And let it relax, get those feet out just a little bit wider, so you want about a foot gap or something like that. This time you're going to keep that back really perfectly flat and you're going to lean straight forward. You should feel this mainly in that hip socket, so just lean forward, keep that back flat. Like I said, you should mainly feel this in that hip socket, like I said. Just make sure that you're trying to go as far forward as you can without letting that back round. As soon as that back rounds, you're not going to feel it in that hip anymore.
Next time.
And go ahead and let that one relax. Take one leg out to the side. And reach down towards that foot. Again, hand comes over top of your head. There's another hamstring and torso stretch. You're going to hold it there. Breathing normally. Keep that chest open towards the wall in front of you. Try not to roll over forward onto that leg. You want to keep it open to the side.
And switch.
Switch sides. Opposite leg's out, tuck that other leg in, reach down towards that toe, hand comes over top of your head. Keep those lungs open, breathing normally.
Okay.
And let that one relax. I'm going to lay you on your back. Flat on your back, your right leg's going to cross over top of your left, grab behind your left thigh, and squeeze it in nice and tight. You should feel this in the glute of your right leg. Just hold it as close as comfortable. Again, keep those lungs open. Try to let everything else relax.
And switch.
Switch which leg's on top. Left leg comes over top of right. Grab behind that right thigh. Pull it in nice and close. And let everything else relax.
Okay.
All right, let that relax. Go and roll over onto your stomach. We're doing a Cobra stretch next. So hands down at the base of your rib cage. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Press it up. Try to get those arms to a full extension if you can. If you can't get them all the way up, that's perfectly fine. Just go up as high as is comfortable for you. That chest kind of tilts up towards the ceiling. That head kind of pulls up towards the ceiling. Arms trying to press down towards that mat. Try to keep those shoulders down away from those ears. Just breathing normally. Let that back release. Let those abdominal muscles stretch out.
Okay.
And sit back into those heels. Stretch those hands out away from you, doing child's pose. And one more, bring those hands back to those knees. We're going to do a shell stretch. So you're going to press into the mat with those hands, rounding that back as much as you can, really arching it up, trying to pull those shoulders and hips together. Should feel a really good stretch of that back. Tucking that chin back in.
Okay.
And let it relax. All right, this workout is officially done. Good job, guys.
Good job.